In this video, I'm going to explain to you the number one thing that you need to be doing if you're a financial advisor and you want more leads for your financial advice business. Not only this, but if you're doing this and building this, it's going to become so much easier to convert leads into clients for your business. It's the number one thing that you should be doing. Most financial advisors are not doing it or not doing it as well as they could be. If you stick around to the end of the video, I will explain to you the number one mistake that is killing your chances of being able to build this. If you're new here, my name is Max Hemmings. I help financial advisors get more leads for their business, sign more clients, and make more money for their financial advice business. I am a financial advisor. I run Hemmings Financial Solutions. We get the vast majority of our leads all through our social media and lead generation strategy that I share on this channel to help financial advisors. There is a massive advice gap within the UK, also within the US and Australia, where there aren't enough financial advisors for people who need financial advice. So if you do the right strategies, do the right things, you should always have a full diary, a full calendar of people who want your services, want your advice, and want to become a client. If you're not already subscribed, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss other videos too. Now, one of the most important aspects of any business, but especially as a financial advisor, is that person, that lead, has to trust you, has to have some sort of relationship with you, that they believe in you and trust you. The higher the level of trust that someone has, the quicker they will become a client, and also the better client they will be. And so the more we can build trust before someone even sits down and speaks with you, the better chances you have of being able to sign that client. Not only that, but the more trust you build with multiple different people, with thousands of different people, you're going to get more leads, and from that you're going to get more clients. And so we have to do things in order to build trust with people. And so we have to incorporate that into our marketing and lead generation strategy so that we can build as much trust as possible, be as authentic as possible, provide really good information and value to build up that trust, build up that interest, and then they will start to become a lead and actually reach out and want your help. And this is why using social media, and in particular Instagram, is so powerful, because the ability to build trust with someone is massive. But not only that, is you can build the same level of trust and do the same levels of things to be able to build that trust with thousands of people with one bit of content. So as an example, my financial advice page has posted 9 bits of content over the last 9 days, and that has gone out to over 15,000 different people who have seen that bit of content. Each bit of that content is building some trust with those 15,000 people, and each bit of that content is designed to get a different level of trust and also to build a different area of trust with those people who are watching that bit of content. And so there are 3 main areas of trust that we're trying to build with the content we put out there. First is trust in terms of actually knowing us and understanding how we explain things. So all 9 bits of those content is me sat in front of a camera talking about a different topic and providing information in different areas. So every time that someone watches that video, they begin to build trust with me because they understand how I talk, how I explain things, and actually seeing me. The more you see someone, the more trust that you're going to build from that person. The second bit of trust that we're building is that every bit of content that I put out is filled with valuable information. And so we can gain trust by providing and giving something away for someone for free, builds trust with them. And the third area that we're looking to is authenticity. So all of those bits of content is authentic and original. And I've come up with those ideas. I explain things how I normally explain things. And so it's authentic from that perspective, which then also builds trust. There's a fourth layer as well, wrapped into the whole thing, is the fact that every single day there's a bit of content. So us turning up and being consistent every single day builds trust and builds authority from that aspect, because every single day we're turning up. And reliability and consistency is the level of trust that we're trying to build with people. Now, trust isn't built overnight. You don't post one bit of content and someone begin to trust you. But when you have a proper strategy and a proper system in place, as shown only in those last 9 videos, it's got over 15,000 people that have watched it. And there's 4 layers that I've just explained there of trust that we're building with people as we post that bit of content. Now, if you post sporadically and have no consistency with the level of posting, then you're not going to build trust in terms of consistency. If you're not being authentic to yourself and putting out information that you would actually explain yourself, then again, you're not building trust in terms of consistency and authenticity. The other side of building trust with people is not only does it attract people and actually get them to book in calls with you and become a lead, but the process then of when someone is a lead, a formal lead, and you've got a formal meeting in the diary to when they become a client is sped up so much more, because the level of trust that has been built through your content, through social media, is already built up. So it becomes less of a sales process and more of a process of, you already trust me, you already know the information that I can provide, you already know that you want to work with me, so here's the solution that you have. As opposed to when someone has a really low level of trust with you, it becomes more like a sales pitch and you convincing them to work with you or the solution that you put in front of them. So when you have a proper marketing strategy and system in place that builds trust and compounds over time with the more videos and the more information you put out there, then not only does it produce you more leads, but it also means that journey from lead to client is sped up and so much easier because they already trust you. They already know that you have the information. They already know the way that you explain things, and they've already made a decision that they actually want to work with you. There's three main killers of trust that I see that most financial advisors fall into. Number one is the consistency aspect, is that you're sporadic in what you post. You have no consistency. And so with this, anything that you do post lacks any trust. And so you lack a lot of trust because you have no consistency in your posting. Number two is the quality of information that you put out there. Most financial advisors don't put out good quality information in their posts, whether that's in the captions or actually in their videos. Because of this, it takes so much more bits of content in order to build that trust because the information you're providing just isn't valuable enough. A brilliant barometer in terms of have you provided enough value. If you went out for a coffee with someone and you were explaining to them and giving them that information, would they be happy that they paid for that coffee and feel like they got a good deal? So basically, would someone buy you a coffee in order to find out that information? If the answer is yes, then you're providing enough information. If the answer is no, then you probably need to rethink what you're posting and the level of quality of information. And third, most importantly, I see this so much, is that financial advisors will see a good bit of content and then will just copy it directly from that person and post it onto their own Instagram. This is probably the biggest killer of trust. If what we're trying to do is build trust with someone, directly copying someone is the biggest killer of any trust. For a lot of people, it probably comes from good intentions in terms of you see a bit of content, you see it gets lots of views, lots of interactions, and you want the same for your business. So you just think that if you can copy it and post it, you'll get the same level of interactions, the same level of interest, and start getting leads off the back of it. However, it's actually the complete inverse of how it works. That bit of content that you've copied go to almost the exact same audience because the algorithm just sees it's the same bit of content. It will recognize that it is a copy, but it will just send it to the same audience that have already seen that original content. Those people will have already seen the original, and so as soon as they see your bit of content, whether they've seen your post previously or it's brand new, they're instantly going to have very little trust for you because they know that it's a direct copy. They've already seen that original bit of content. So everything we're trying to do is build trust. Directly copying just completely shatters that trust. It's probably up there as one of the worst things that you can do, and building a business or trying to build clients off the back of copying stuff has no longevity and will really ruin all credibility and trust with any clients, any leads that you might get. So there you have it. Focus on building trust with people, putting out good quality information, being original, being authentic, getting yourself out there, and you will start to see more leads and more clients for your business. If you want the exact strategy that we use in more detail, so you can see from start to finish what we think about and what we actually implement for our business, then go and watch this video. I break down our whole strategy step by step. It's an unbelievable video, so go and have a look at it. And if you're interested in how we can work with you to get you more leads for your business, then have a look at one of the links below.